All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today, we are going to be tackling validation
Validation.
and looking at it from all angles.
Yeah,
As always, we've got some great excerpts to pull from and discuss today.
absolutely.
This one is called
This is from
The Power and Importance of Validation.
The Power and Importance of Validation.
So to get us started, I want to ask,
Mm-hmm.
have you ever felt truly heard?
Ooh,
Like someone just gets you.
yeah.
That's validation.
It is, and it's so powerful, right? Like, just that feeling of being seen and heard and understood. Like,
Yeah.
what does that even mean?
Yeah. So how do we define validation?
So when we talk about validation, we're talking about acknowledging and accepting another person's thoughts, feelings, and experiences as legitimate.
Okay, so it's not about
It's not about agreeing.
agreeing.
It's not about fixing. It's not about saying, oh, yeah, I have the answer.
Yeah.
It's about saying, hey, I see you. I hear you.
I
I
understand.
understand where you're coming from.
This sounds a lot like therapy.
It does. It does. Validation plays a huge role in lots of different types of therapy, but especially in DBT,
DBT.
dialectical behavior therapy.
Can you explain what that is?
So DBT is a type of therapy that's really helpful for people who experience intense emotions, like really big feelings, and it teaches them skills to manage those emotions and to have more effective relationships.
Okay, and validation is a big part of that.
It is, yeah, because imagine, you're going to therapy and you're saying, I'm really struggling with anger. I get so angry.
Mhm.
And your therapist says, yeah, like anger, that's a normal human emotion. You're allowed to feel angry. It makes sense that you're feeling angry given what you're going through.
Right.
And then from that place of validation, you can start to learn those skills
Uh-huh.
to manage those emotions.
So it's about kind of meeting someone where they are
Exactly.
before you can
Before you can build on that.
move forward.
Yeah.
So we've talked about therapy, but
What?
is validation only for therapy?
Oh, no. Now validation is something that we can use in all areas of our life.
Okay, so
In our relationships with our family, our friends, our partners, our colleagues.
so give me an example.
Like, think about a time when you've had a disagreement with someone.
Hmm.
And instead of saying, you're wrong or I'm right, if you just take a second to really listen to what they're saying and say something like, hey, I hear that you're feeling frustrated because you feel like you're not being listened to,
Oh, wow.
that can totally change the dynamic of the conversation.
Yeah.
It can de-escalate things, and it can just help people feel like they're on the same team.
So you're acknowledging their feelings.
Exactly.
You're not necessarily saying they're right.
Right. You're not agreeing or disagreeing. You're just saying, hey, I see where you're coming from.
So interesting. So I want to shift gears for a second. Because
Okay.
the source material talks about this idea of validation in different industries, like pharmaceuticals.
Yes.
Now, how does that even work?
It's a whole other world, but it's still about making sure things are working as intended.
So we're not talking about feelings here.
Not in the same way, but it's still about ensuring consistency and quality.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me an example.
All right. So let's say you're manufacturing a medication, right?
Mm.
Every single step, from testing the raw materials to packaging that final product, has to be validated.
Oh, wow.
And that involves tons of documentation, rigorous testing, and following strict standards every single time.
So it's all about making sure there are no errors.
Exactly. It's like, imagine a specific ingredient needs to be mixed at a very precise temperature.
Okay.
For a specific amount of time, validation ensures that happens without fail every single time.
So it's like quality control
It is. It's all about making sure the medication is safe and effective.
and that it does what it's supposed to.
Exactly.
Interesting. So we're seeing this theme of validation come up again and again.
Yeah.
It's about making sure things are working as they should be.
Absolutely. It's about consistency, quality, and meeting certain criteria, whether that's in our personal relationships or in these large-scale industrial processes.
It's all connected, isn't it?
It is.
That's so cool. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive for today.
Another one down.
And it's been fascinating to explore this concept of validation from all these different angles.
Yeah, from our own personal lives to making sure our medications are safe.
Absolutely. So we'll leave you with this.
Mm-hmm.
How can you use the power of validation to enhance your life and your connections?
Think about it.